Hi, everybody. It's me again, Charles Norman, Sports Solutions LLC. We are the creators of AthleticSOS. And so in this one, the fall sports are pretty much ending. The winter sports are starting now. And every year we've been doing this with the software. I get a chance to go out and talk to families and at schools or any kind of travel club, any kind of tournaments, things like that. And almost invariably, the same time of the year, this comes up every single time. You are the parent of a athlete that's really good athlete, but they are playing second banana to someone else, and you believe that they're not getting the respect they deserve. They're underappreciated and they're overlooked. It happens every single year. You are not a lone parent. There's some other kid on the team that's getting all the highlights. You know your kid's better than, it's not even the star that you're really mad at. It is the next layer down where you think your kid should at least be above them, if not the star player, because the star player can play and they're good. And sometimes they can be arrogant and sometimes their parents could be a pain. I get it. It happens to everyone. But the question is, what do you do about it? Do you fight your high school coach? Do you move from this travel club to that travel club? Do you give everybody the stink eye? How do you handle this as a parent? And that's something I want to kind of talk about. Now, the first thing is I'm going to talk about AthleticSOS, because for you to not be using AthleticSOS is crazy, because the idea is you're actually in a better place than even that star player. And I know it sounds crazy when I'm saying it, because that star player is getting all the offers to colleges and things like that. That star player has to go to whatever the highest level that is reaching out to them, that really wants them. They have to go there. You get to be a little bit more selective. What school fits your kid? What is the best move for your kid as they move forward? But we don't even want to get that far. I'm not even talking about college right now. Just from the high school aspect, there's two things that you want to make sure that you have going on for your kid. One is presence. If your kid has presence, it doesn't matter who else everybody is talking about and they're in love with. Whether it's the press, whether it's the other kids on the campus, the other parents, everybody's oohing and on. If your kid has presence when they're in the room with whoever the superstar is or that other kid that you're worried about, if your kid has their own sense of who they are when they're doing interviews, when they walk in the room, when they walk on the field of competition, if they have that, people recognize it. The way they move, the way they play the game, the assurance of how they move in the world. That's what you want for your kid, and that's going to help them move forward. So yeah, they're not getting all the accolades. They made second team all whatever instead of somebody else. Some other kid across town that's in their league has better stats, but it's because their team is better or their team is worse and you're on a better team, so you're not going to get that many opportunities as that other person gets. Whatever the situation is, don't worry about that. Just worry about how your kid moves. The second thing you want from your kid is that they are ready for moments. If you look at any professional, collegiate, high school, at the top of the top of the top, when you get there, sometimes that star is not ready or the other team has scouted them so well they're taking them out of the game. Can your kid step up then? Can your kid be the one in that situation where they're like, man, if it wasn't for this player, they don't make it? That's who your kid needs to be. They need to be about moments. And here's the other piece of it. Your reputation comes from whispers. So from the time your kid is, in elementary, then they go to junior high, then they go to high school. During that time period, whispers are happening about who your kid is and what they do. And that's from other parents, it's from coaches, it's from officials, it's from everybody. Oh, this kid here, this kid here. And so your kid does have a reputation. But what is that reputation? And so one of the biggest problems with youth sports is how condensed it is, right? So you go from 5 to, let's say, 10 years old. That's one level. That's where you separate. And then you go from 10 to 12, 13. That is that middle school or junior high school. And that's where you're starting to get focused, right? You're getting good at your sport. And then you get into your high school years, and now you're in preparation mode. You're trying to get ready to go to the next level. So the next thing you want to make sure of, if your kid is in this situation, they're underappreciated, you want to make sure that they are prepared for the position they would play at the collegiate level. That's another thing that happens to pretty good players is they get used in high school out of position because they're a better athlete. They're not the superstar, so they're not getting all of the accolades, all the times, all the stats, everything. The team isn't built around them. So they have to sort of make their way, but they can do so many things. They're just as good, but maybe their presence, maybe their persona, maybe the way they play the game isn't enough to make them the superstar, but they're still a star. And people see it. Just relax. And then here's the final thing I want to say about this, because this is something big for kids, period. They watch how their parents react to stuff. So if you're always boiling over about, oh man, they just let this person know, you're saying little things under your breath, or you're the parent in the stand that the coach is playing something, you're telling your kid, hey, don't listen to that, do this. You need to get your shine on right here. If you're that parent, they're picking up on that. And the one thing every single kid that I know, oh yes, everybody wants to be loved by their parents, and I'm pretty sure that's a normal situation. But they want their parents to be proud of them. That is probably the biggest thing for every single kid. It doesn't care how many accolades you get. If you can let your kid know, hey, I'm just proud that you're my kid, so everything else is cool, and I want you to do the best, and I know it's my job to get you as far as you can get. I don't want to blow it for you, and I'm going to push you, but I'm proud of you just being my kid. I'm proud of you for being out there and working so hard. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. If you get that right, everything else fits. And so they're following you, they're watching you. This is how they're going to move. I talk a lot of times about, as a parent, your big thing is to set standards. And I'm usually talking to men when I'm saying this, that you set standards for your family. How do you react to everything going on? And here's the funny thing. You could be an a-hole about the whole thing. My kid, our family, we do this. We're the best of the best. We're going to crush these other people, all that kind of stuff. And that's cool. It looks like you're being successful. But is that who your kid is? Is that who you want your kid to be? And maybe it is. And I'm not judging. Everybody do things the way you want to do it. But if you get in a world where you get the kid, and this is just my opinion, if you get the kid that is the star, that there are other stars and they're happy for other people and their accomplishments and how well they do, but they keep moving as who they are, because this is who they are as a person. They're sure of themselves and they move and they do their job and they're really good at what they do. You're going to win in the end, because your kid is going to, other kids, their peers see that, and their peers want to be around them. Now, if the superstar is a good person too, they want to be around them. But if your kid can hold their own, that everybody's crowding over here, but your kid is over here, and they're not jealous and they're not trying to, bring that other person down or saying stuff under their breath. If your kid can hold their own on that campus, and as they move, everybody will be attracted to them, because they want to be that kid. Hey, they're getting all the ink over here. They're getting all the attention over here. But look how, Johnny, look how Susie moves. I want to be like them. Your kid will be that kid, because they're sure of who they are as a human being. And so that is where you want to go. And I know it's kind of woo-woo-ish when I do this stuff. But the other thing I indicated, if you guys are watching my old videos, is the best way for your kid to really stand out in this world, because it's very, very crowded right now. The best way for your kid to stand out is to be the best version of themselves at the sport they're participating in. And this is the thing that I don't even know how to explain that to people, what that means. But your kid has a way of moving, a way of doing things, a way of presenting themselves. And so as they play the game, they're going to develop certain attributes about how they play the game versus how the game is played in general. There's some general rules for playing every sport, but the way your kid approaches it, maybe it's the style of their body, the shape, the size, they're blocky, they're long, they're lanky, they're whatever it is, they're really fast, or they know how to use their mind. Whatever it is about your kid, they have to be the best version of themselves, and that is what people will see. That is what comes across to other people. Like, this kid can play the game, but it's awkward, or it's tradition. Whatever it is that your kid is, let them get that. That's why I think it's really important that they find the sport that they're naturally attuned to. And then as they move forward, what position will I play as I move up in the ladder? But it doesn't matter so much where they start, that first 5 to 10 years, what position they're playing, all that, because it doesn't matter, because when they get to junior high, now they're going to focus on, okay, now I need to get skills for this particular 1 or 2 sports. And then when they get to high school, they can enhance all of that stuff. And then in high school is where you're trying to make sure that they play high school the way that the coach wants them to play. But when they go play travel club or whatever, wherever you're going to put them there, then you want them to be getting trained and positioned for the collegiate level. Don't worry about the high school games. And then there's so many sports that aren't even at the high schools, right? So for those people, you gotta have to go and develop your style for whatever you're doing. I don't care if it's archery, I don't care if it's bowling, I don't care if it's whatever, sailing, whatever it is, Your kid, who is your kid? Your kid has to develop their own way of playing. And the best way to do that, I don't care what anybody says, is to get free play and fun play, where they're just hanging out there. No adults telling and instructing and going, what are you doing? All that kind of stuff. If you let your kids just go out and develop who they are, and they cannot do that in a structured environment, because in a structured environment, there's a way we play. This is the way it's done. It's a bunch of adults. They're telling you what technique is. How do you do this? How do you do that? But the kid that's special, the kid that's going to excel and come out of high school and play at the collegiate level, they develop their own way of playing, and they're going to learn how to do it the traditional way too. They're going to be able to mix those up, and that's who they become, who they are. That's what gives you that confidence. That's what gives you that presence, because you've already played in training. You've developed something about yourself that nobody else can mess with, because nobody else is doing that. So when coaches and things are teaching the other kids how to defend this and how we're going to play this, and there's some people out there, you go, I got nothing. You just do your best, because that kid is not playing the way we are set up to stop it, right? And whether it's an individual sport, the way you play, maybe it's golf, maybe it's tennis, it doesn't matter what it is. You've developed something about yourself that you just have, and you just do it over and over again, and they can't do anything about it. But you can also play the traditional way. That is the secret sauce there. But it really is going to be about your kids' presence. And if they get that right, then everything else they do as they move forward in life, this is going to go with it. Because they will figure out, it doesn't matter if they have a job, if they're trying to be entrepreneurial, whatever they're doing in their life, they're going to find their way of getting it done, but be able to lock into, this is how they want me to do it, but I'm going to throw this little extra about who I am. And people will push, because they'll try to break you of whatever that is that you do, because it's not the right way to do it. But over time, you will find your way, and someone will appreciate it. And the person that appreciates it, that's where you want to go play. That's where you want to go for college. So I'm bringing this back around to AthleticSOS. Remember, in AthleticSOS, we're taking your kids' sport. We're taking their academic information. We're taking everything about them. And we're going to find all the school, or the level they think they can play at the collegiate level. Whether you think you're NCAA Division I, NAIA, Division II, Division III, maybe they have to go to JC, they didn't have the grades right. We don't care. You put their information in our software, it's going to spit out a list of schools you qualify to attend academically that offer some kind of scholarship for them to come play. Don't worry so much. Everything's changed now, right? If you can get to any college and get a chance to play, you can transfer later. You're not stuck anywhere. Go and be the best you can be. Now you don't have to worry about which high school you go to. Whether you go to the high school and you're the superstar and you guys can never beat the team across town, or you go to the team across town that no one can beat and you get there, it doesn't matter where you go. You're going to be fine, because now you can go to your travel club program and you pick that out to make up for whatever you're lacking from your high school. Maybe you're at the top high school and they're not giving you a chance to play yet. You got to wait your turn. You're a freshman, you're a sophomore. Well, then when you go to travel club, you got to get a lot of time in, but you want to make sure that travel club plays against the best players. And so all of this stuff it doesn't matter where you are, you can work your way around it. But the thing about AthleticSOS, and I'm not charging you for it. If you saw this video, you're in great shape. I'm going to give you a code. I'm going to give you instructions for how to use the code. And there's a brief video down below in the description that shows you kind of what it is. But if you use the software, and I'm not charging you for it, you're going to have some schools in your back pocket, so you can relax a little bit. You're kind of figuring out where you want to be, what makes sense. But in the meantime, you've got all these schools that see you playing and they know you can play at the collegiate level. They're coming after you too. You've got both of these worlds going, whereas most people are going to have the one world. They need to get discovered. So they're fighting. I need to be the superstar. I need to have the most stats. I need that guy over there. That's why you're fighting, because of scarcity. But what we want to say is use our software, and then you're going to have a whole plethora of schools that you know fit who you are. Just in case you don't want this that's offered to you over here, you're okay. You're fine. Don't worry about it, because you got these other schools that you reached out to, and they're going to come see you play. If you follow our instructions for the best way to use it, they're going to come see you play just to see you. They're going to come sit in the stands and follow you everywhere you go, just to see, because they've already know you're interested in them. They already know you have the academic performance to come play for them. And so you've killed 2 of the 3. And now if you can play, that's 3 of 3. That's a triple threat. You win. So anyway, I really want you guys to get the idea that don't get all bent out of shape. You are not alone. Your kid is underappreciated. They're overlooked. And it's not because they're not capable. It's because they're not getting the opportunity. I get it. It happens so many kids across the country. I hear it year after year after year. It's okay, because what you want is for your kid to get to the collegiate level and then have a really great career there, or if they can even go further than that. And that's where the difference is going to be made. All right, guys, as always, best of luck to you in everything you do, and we'll see you next week. Bye.